Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for July 17, 2020, from 1 Samuel chapter 26. Saul is enticed to go after David again. Let's start with verse 1. Then the Zephonites came to Saul at Gibeah, saying, "Is not David hiding himself on the hill of Hachilah, which is on the east of the Jessamine?" Last time we heard about Saul, he repented and turned around from killing David and pursuing David. Now others are stirring Saul up, and he's on the hunt again for David. Now, before we judge Saul too hard, how many times have we sinned again after repentance? Because something inside of us or something outside of us has stirred us up again. Verse 2. So Saul arose and went down to the wilderness of Ziph with 3,000 chosen men of Israel to seek David in the wilderness of Ziph. Then David arose and came to the place where Saul had encamped. And David saw the place where Saul lay, with Abner the son of Ner, the commander of his army. Saul was lying within the encampment while the army was encamped around him. A good strategy. Put your army around you while you sleep soundly. However, even though it was a choice army, it must not have been too choice because the army was well asleep. Because there was very little watch around the king. Why? Because David came up in the middle of the night. Verse 7, so David and Abishi went to the army by night, and there lay Saul sleeping with the encampment, with his spear stuck in the ground at his head, and Abner and the army lay around him. Here is another chance for David to kill Saul, but, verse 9, but David said to Abishi, "Do not destroy him, for who can put out his hand against the Lord's anointed and be guiltless?" And David said, "As the Lord lives, the Lord will strike him, or his day will come to die, or he will go down into battle and perish." David, who killed many, was not about to kill the Lord's anointed, the king of the people of Israel. And David was going to let the Lord do it. But David will take the king's spear and water jug to prove a point. Verse 15, and David said to Abner, "Are you not a man? Who is like you in Israel? Why then have you not kept watch over your lord the king? For one of the people came in to destroy the king your lord. This thing that you have done is not good. As the Lord lives, you deserve to die, because you have not kept watch over your lord, the Lord's anointed. And now see where the king's spear is, and the jar of water that was at his head." David made his point, that he was not Saul's enemy. He had the chance to kill Saul again, and did not. Saul's response, verse 21, then Saul said, "I have sinned. Return, my son David, for I will no more do you harm, because my life was precious in your eyes this day. Behold, I have acted foolishly and have made a great mistake." Saul repents again. How many times does David need to forgive Saul? Well, Jesus was asked that question, so to speak, in Matthew chapter 18, verse 21. Then Peter came up and said to him, "Lord, how often will my brother sin against me and I forgive him? As many as 7 times?" Jesus said to him, "I do not say to you 7 times, but 77 times. Let's return to David. What does David do? Verse 22, and David answered and said, "Here is the spear, O king. Let one of the young men come over and take it. The Lord rewards every man for his righteousness and his faithfulness. For the Lord gave you into my hand today, and I would not put out my hand against the Lord's anointed. Behold, as your life was precious this day in my sight, so may my life be precious in the sight of the Lord, and may he deliver me out of all tribulation. David notes that the Lord indeed loves people, and that the Lord forgives. And so David forgives. And so David forgives Saul. Join me again tomorrow as we hear about how David leaves Israel just in case Saul again changes his mind. God's peace and many blessings be with you. Thank you for watching, and please take an opportunity to share this video with others. If you have enjoyed these daily devotions, please consider making a donation to Peace Lutheran Church, 24024 West Main Street, Plainfield, Illinois, 60544. Thank you again for watching.